Yes, so Zain was able to win the elimination match against Quaz, I believe that was the name of the player. And now it all comes down to this. One player gets eliminated, the other will move on into the next group stage.
Who will be left with the lemonade stand? Zain is back with a vengeance. Here he is in the top right-hand corner in the green. That Pakistani Protoss. This is Zain.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have the American Terran player representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan.
Gonna hit him with a wanna see me do it again?
I don't know what that is, as we have two SCVs coming across the map, similarly to Inside and Out. Mate, 3 racks.
You're in SpongeBob, you're an animal.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, too good for SpongeBob.
Who lives in a pineapple on Data Sea?
Yeah, Lion VIP.
As here we go, the racks are being thrown down on the other side of these rocks, and the SCVs do avoid the pathing of this probe from Zain.
I'm gonna try this. This looks like some of my other builds. I could definitely balance out my other builds with this.
I can see you doing this 100%. As the wall is a wall, and Dolan has not taken any of his gases.
There we go. So definitely a little bit suspicious throwing down that fast wall as the probe shows itself. This is something that Dolan also does with this 3x Reaper, where you can kind of wait to see if you see the scout, and you can skip it if the scout doesn't come. But it's definitely suspicious as we get to see now what would have happened in that last game if Dolan was able to get these Raxes up, as we see him also sending this SCV across for a scout.
Yeah, and
what looks like a scout.
Well, what's important is that unlike Inside and Out, Zain did not go for a low ground wall, so he's going to have a little bit less here at the natural, ready to kind of wall off and to get a defense up and running. We do see Dolan confirming as well the opener and the positioning of all of these buildings, and that marine count is slowly getting higher and higher.
Yeah, Zain is playing this as if it's a completely standard build. We see zero preparation for a proxy Rax. This is working.
Mate, the boys are being put on mono. Is that you?
Oh my god. He's so gross.
Mate, the boys are being pulled. Dolan with Marines, with SCVs, with workers. He is going to be coming across the map, and Zain just now is getting the first sight of this with his Adept.
This is... I don't see how this is holdable, like, at all in any world. I don't even know how you hold this if you know it's coming.
We shall see, as Zain is going to be, kiting backwards with his Adepts very well. We do have the boys of Zain being pulled as well. Shield batteries are on the way. We'll see if they can finish. As here we go, we have worker on worker action.
There we go. They're just going to be targeting down at these Marines. Both units kind of mineral walking through each other, so a lot of these probes are going to be going down. As Zain does pull his probes back, the batteries are finally up, as we do see the SCVs getting right on top of the units, trying to push them back as far as they can, making space for these shield batteries. Then he just backs off.
Zain is down to 2 probes against the 6 of Dolan. We do see that Dolan is drawing Zain away outside of range of those shield batteries, but at the same time, Zain, his units have a little bit more micro potential.
Dolan just goes back home and mines. We do have the Marines jumping on in. They are going to be trying to drain all the energy out of these shield batteries, and we do see the battery has expired. The first battery goes down, no overcharge available whatsoever, but every Marine goes down. And looking at the pieces, we do only just get the minerals to make another probe here for Zain.
Yeah, I do think that, again, the response of these 2 shield batteries was on point for Zain, his probe micro as well. We do see his Adepts are being caught out in the middle of the map, though, actually. One Adept is going to go down. We only have 1 Stalker, 1 Adept left here for Zain.
Yeah, I don't think Zain can get back into this. I mean, back at home, Dolan's got mules, and those mules mean that his eco is going to be able to accelerate a lot faster than that of Zain's. Zain, we can see he's started up his 3rd probe, and that's it. I mean, Dolan can just keep making Marines off 1 mule, and he'll eventually be able to make enough to deal with this Stalker, even with the shield batteries.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We do have now 2 Stalkers, to be fair, for Zain. That Stalker count's slowly getting higher and higher. Soon, we're going to have an overcharge as well, as Zain is actually trying to chrono out his Nexus. I don't know if that was the best move to spend his energy. He has to be a little bit careful with his energy spendage in that main base. But Dolan is getting ready for a second wave, and mate, things have gotten real weird.
Yeah. We're going to have a Rax floating on in. We have... How many Marines is this? 11 Marines against 2 Stalkers. So with perfect micro, this shouldn't really work for Dolan, but he can get to the mineral line and kill the probes, I think.
True, and maybe that's all he needs to do right now, as pushing up this ramp is a little bit difficult. A lot of Marines are going to get picked off here in the process. Once again, he's pulled all the way back. The boys are being pulled away from that mineral line to the safety of the shield batteries. And again, as you were saying, I don't know how Dolan really kills Zain.
Yeah, he's going to land this Rax as well. This is nice. This messes with the AI of the Stalkers, so Zain can't just A-click on the ground anymore. He has to actually click on the Marines. And we do see him dropping on back to the shield batteries.
Yeah.
And GG has to be called. Dolan just has no way to kill the Stalkers.
Yeah, GG gets called. Again, the Stalkers, they just have the range. They have the micro capability. And despite that supply advantage, Dolan, man with gun, it's not good enough.
What did I just see?
Oh,
how does that...
God.
That was like the perfect situation.
Yeah. Again, the power of shield battery, the power of overcharge. Maybe the first time that Dolan really committed to fighting within shield battery range, maybe he shouldn't have. Maybe he should have instead focused on backing off and denying mining at the in the main instead. Like I don't know if it's ever a wise choice to fight with those shield batteries. I don't know, man. You're the Terran. You can maybe judge a little bit better.
I think you have to commit. Like, you're just gonna get kited. This build broke my brain. I don't know how it's meant to work. But anyway, I'm sure there might have been some small mistake somewhere. Unfortunately, Dolan not able to get that. I have to say as well, I think Zain did a really good job mineral walking his probes through the SCVs to get the Marines. That might have been a key element of this defense.
Yeah. Definitely, I do think that probe micro came into play. Maybe as well his reaction time, getting those shield batteries up as soon as possible as well. Maybe Dolan not really anticipating that. It is hard to say as we get into game number 2.
Yeah, here we go. Game number 2, spawning in the top left-hand corner with a 1-0 lead in this series. This is Zain.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the American Terran representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan.
I'm weak after that game.
You're like, I don't know what to think anymore. My brain is broken.
It really is. I'm not going to be trying that build anymore. Maybe once or twice. It could be fun.
Yeah, like I'm sure.
I just kind of want to see what people do. Like.
Yeah. Like maybe Zain, maybe he's faced Dolan on the EU ladder before, and Zain knows. It's possible.
Yeah, maybe. I just want to experiment on these Protoss players.
I'm sure you'll have a lot more success at your MMR than you're not going to be facing Zain. Okay, do it to Ranger.
Wow.
Do it to name Shar's off race. You can do it.
True.
I believe.
Are you calling Zain better than Ranger?
Yes. Ranger, are you going to prove me wrong? Play the next qualifier then, huh?
Let's go.
Play the next Home Story Cup qualifier. Shaking my head, Ranger. Shaking my head. Where were you, Papi? Where were you?
There we go. As we have a pretty standard build coming out from Dolan. Just going to be playing this 2-gas build that has been so much in vogue for the Terrans. Meanwhile, back at home, Zain playing a standard opener once again. I mean, if you can hold a 3-Rax Marine that you didn't scout with it, I think you're going to be pretty confident to go up against anything, but looks like he's going to be playing a Stargate build.
Oh, interesting. As it looks like instead of a Stargate, we have a Twilight Council being thrown down here for Zain, his tech of choice. I'm also a little bit surprised just because of the map itself. I do think that Stargate play can have a little bit more advantages as Dolan is denied entry into the main.
He hasn't started Warp Gate.
Nah, we don't need Warp Gate.
That has to be a mistake.
Yes.
That's really rough. If that is a mistake and this isn't some crazy build, yeah, there we go. That started now. That's a disaster for Zain. That is so rough.
Zain, the pressure is getting to him, you know? Like, I think maybe that last game, it didn't just break your brain, it also broke Zain's. I think... You know, it was the Team GP maneuver. You get them in the second game.
No. Look at the bottom of the map. It was on purpose. It was on purpose.
Oh, yeah. I was curious about the Dark Shrine. Not gonna lie, I was very curious. I didn't see it at home, but you know what? The Reapers, they get in. They do scout the Twilight Council. They also see the lack of research.
This is the most disgusting build I've ever seen in my life. This is like literally the fastest possible DT.
Oh my god, here we go. The fastest possible DT. I mean, the Warp Gate should finish up by the time the Dark Shrine finishes up, so we can warp in across the map. I wonder if Dolan has been able to piece it together, though, because again, seeing that Twilight Council as quickly as he did, but also seeing the lack of anything being done with it. Oh my god! Do you want to scout? Oh, he's so close, bud. He's so close. Yeah. He's so close.
The units are going to discourage him, just almost pushing him into the DT shrine there. But yeah, this is absolutely disgusting. Even skipping a warp gate to get the faster DT timing, and it's going to be extremely important for Dolan here that he saves the energy on these orbitals.
It really is, but you know what? Dolan is moving out with everything he has. It looks like the Dark Shrine has not been scattered. We're going to be waiting for the gateway to finish. So Dolan still has a little bit of time before that happens. We'll see how much damage he can deal, and we'll see if he doesn't mule, as he himself is going for some invisible bays.
Yeah, there we go. So he did see that he saw that the Twilight Council wasn't researching, and so he's saving scans. This is really, really good for him. He is aware of what's going on for 100%. And this build that he's doing across the map is going to get a lot of damage. You cut so many units when you go for DTs.
At the same time, the first DT doesn't get into the main base of Dolan. Even if he has a scan, does he have enough to deal with said DT, as a lot of workers are going to be going down?
Yeah, a bit of a late reaction by Dolan, just microing on the front there. He's going to be pulling back to the natural. Starts up the eBay as well. Does have these scans available if he wants to use them, but just doesn't really have that many units to help DPS down the DTs yet.
Yeah, exactly. He deals with one DT, but not the other, as it's hidden there in the natural base. At the same time, Dolan goes for another drop from main to natural, back into the main. Zain has that worker lead, and the DT comes back in.
Yeah, there we go. DT comes back in. A really good scan placement by Dolan is going to be able to take that one out. And he has kind of... Oh, I was going to say kind of checkmated him, but Zain will have an observer out in time for the double Banshee.
Yeah, Blink is done as well, so the Banshees aren't going to find any... Oh, they shouldn't find anywhere near as much damage. Dolan, his drop is forced back. Meanwhile, the first Banshee is slipping into the main base. There is a shield battery.
Yeah, there we go. Not committing the cloak yet, so very nice stuff there. We are going to get that overcharge just to make sure that this isn't taking it out. And yep, there we go. The cloak has been committed. The observer has been shown. Dolan's going to be tucking into the corner here. And back at home, what does he have going on here? He got a Raven out. He's getting extra Banshees as well. So it looks like that second Banshee was actually delayed by his Raven.
Oh yeah, he did end up canceling or delaying that Banshee for the Raven instead, and it's going to be paying off here, as a third DT is going to get taken out without dealing any damage whatsoever. So Dolan has successfully defended. He does have some decent saturation on his two bases, but Zain is going to be looking to expand. Oh, actually cancels his third.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this when the dust settles, Zain is only operating with 2 gates, and he's up against a 2-base Dolan who went for a double gas build. Dolan will have a push available very soon. Dolan not shy to go for the push either. Going to be cleaning up this second gate as well. So Zain just operating off 1 gate at the moment.
Yeah, only 1 gateway, and I mean the proxy gate is going to get cleaned up, the Dark Shrine as well, so now Dolan doesn't have to worry about any DTs, doesn't have to worry about preserving his scans. I mean, he had a Raven anyway, and we'll see where Zain goes from here. He's going for his own gateway explosion. Yeah, he's staying on 2 bases. Oh.
Yeah, I think this is a really good choice. It would have been very risky to go up for that 3rd base. Meanwhile, for Dolan, we see this Banshee's going to be heading out across the map, and this is going to get some crucial scouting. It is going to see this gateway explosion. That's going to signal Dolan that he needs to check for a 3rd as well. And if he sees all of that, he knows he can just sit back at home.
Oh yeah, that's the information he's going to be able to get here. As there we go, he does see all those gateways. Now with 2 Banshees, he can even deal a little bit of damage as he can one-shot probes if he lines them up. But at the same time, he's forced back once again due to these Stalkers. But the Banshees survive.
Banshees survive. He sees the Twilight Council researching as well, so he knows that Charge, or I guess Glaives, is being researched. Sees all the gateways, so yeah, he's going to know just to stay at home, chill, get the defenses up, maybe even build a few bunkers, just be 100% sure that you're not going to be dying here.
Yeah, exactly. And with his Banshees, he also confirms the location of the 3rd base. Like Zain, he is getting ready to transition just in case this push does not work. Oh, that was a kill, not a cancel on that pylon. So these Banshees, they are finding their own damage, 4 probes in total and a pylon. Not bad, especially because they do come back home and they will be able to be repaired.
Yeah, very mature decision to bring these back home, not die for probe damage. So Dolan going to be able to repair those back up and bring them with the push. It's going to help a lot because there's not that much anti-air here for Zain. Meanwhile, we see that 3rd just finishing up for Dolan. Stim and combat shields on the way, making mines as well, so definitely aware of the more zealot heavy composition. This +1 attack is a little bit late for Dolan. That is going to delay his push out even more, but at the same time, he is just so far ahead on Supplier.
Oh yeah, he is so far ahead. He's getting ready to push out. You know, if it was Hon Mono, if it was Quanta, I'd be like, mate, just pull the boys. Let's go. Let's send everything, because we don't have any splash damage. We don't have Storm, we don't have Archons, we don't have Colossus, Disruptors, or anything of the sort. We just have a pure Gateway army with an Immortal. Oh boy, we'll see if Zain can hold on as Dolan is going for his push.
Yeah, I mean, Zain's army is just tiny compared to that of Dolan's. I was saying that I thought he should hang back at home, but he is more aware than I am of just how far ahead he is, and he is sending it straight across that map. Gonna have those Banshees ducking in at the same time as well, so a lot of potential for damage right now.
Oh, a lot of potential indeed. The Banshees are slipping into the main base. We do see Dolan getting ready to lay siege upon that 3rd. Does go for the scan, does recognize what he's going up against, just a wall of zealots. Ooh, as the Banshees, they wreak havoc in the main.
Yeah, there we go, Banshees in the main, and now it is go time for Dolan. He's queued that up. He can leave that be and concentrate fully on this push. There are no shield batteries prepared whatsoever. Zane's just going to have to go for it. Massive armor shred, and this is going to be an easy attack for Dolan.
Wow, exactly. It looks like the tanks are going to go down, but at the cost of literally every single zealot. The anti-armor missile was insane. Overcharge is okay. You know, we saw it won the game for Zain last time, but this time it's not going to be enough, or it shouldn't be enough. Oh my god. Ooh.
Yeah, a little bit cavalier by Dolan just going into that shield battery overcharge there, but meanwhile, he's killed the entire main mineral line.
And he's not done, by the way. The Banshee is still alive. He gets in towards the natural. He should be cleaned up now, finally. Zain, he's going to be able to stop any kind of... Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. The Banshee survives. In between
yeah, the Banshee
bases.
survives. And more importantly, he forces Stalker warp-ins. Yeah. Zain doesn't really want to be warping in Stalkers here. He probably wants to be warping in Zealots. Maybe making Immortals. So this army is just not going to trade well with that of Dolan's. Dolan stims on forward, and I think we're seeing the end right now.
Yeah, exactly. The Immortal gets focused down. We are down to only 2 Stalkers remaining and a couple of probes, and we see Marauders make short work of all of this. Dolan, after having a rough game 1, fights back in game 2.
Beautiful game 2. That has got to feel good as Dolan now.
Oh my god. Exactly. I was not gonna lie, I was a little bit worried for him, especially because of how game number 1 went. I'm sure maybe Dolan's heart sank a little bit as well after that did happen, but he fights back, and now we're going into the ace match.
Good for time.
Oh yeah, it's the ace match. We got to commit.
Okay, cool.
We got to commit to one final game here. We do have OSC King of the Hill starting up in a couple of minutes. We may miss a game or 2, but we have to be here for our boy. And then of course we'll be hopping on over and covering another tournament.
Right, our boy Dolan has got this. He should. Oh my god.
Okay.
I was gonna say this should be a nice quick game. Spawning up in the top right hand corner, this is our Lime Protoss. The Pakistani Protoss, this is Zain.
And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Inside and Out, we have the American Terran player representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Dolan. I'm afraid about why you were laughing.
Yeah, so I didn't realize there's actually a hotkey to hide the time on a replay.
Uh-huh.
So I saw how long this replay is.
Oh. Oh.
Anyway, this should be a good game, as we do see it double gas started up for Dolan.
What does that mean? Oh, God. Ay, ay, ay. Should I tell them to start or should I tell them to wait?
Oh, definitely don't wait.
Okay. As I just
yeah,
go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
Here we go. We are seeing Zain starting out once again with a core versus Nexus. Core before Nexus, very standard. Dolan going for this double gas as well. I love this choice of double gas just because he has been going for the fast wall off with his proxy racks. I didn't quite see it, but I would have really liked as well if he had his SEV waiting here to throw down that fast wall when the scout arrived, just to make it look the same as that last build with the proxy racks.
Yeah, it would have been a great mind game just because Dolan's done it so often against Zain. Once already in this series, many times today, as I did face earlier in the morning. So yeah, it would have been nice as Dolan is going for that 2-gas opener, as you were saying. I wonder what he has in store for us. Oh, just go straight into his CC from here. So nowhere near as aggressive as we've seen from him in the past.
Yeah, there we go. Gonna go for this classic build that Mario has been popularizing so much. He's just been going for this same build over and over again and showing that despite a lot of people thinking that double gas is not really viable economically, that it is something that you can just do every game against Protoss. It's been a big shake-up to the meta.
Oh yeah, there's a reason why this is so common, this is so popular, because, you know, there's always a way to find damage, and even if you don't necessarily deal too much damage, like, you can still recover, you can still transition quite nicely, so we'll see what that point is going to be.
Zain's doing it again. He's literally doing the exact same build.
Oh my God.
With Warp Gate this time.
Yeah, this time we have Warp Gate, so the Dark Shrine isn't going to be anywhere near as fast as before, but we can see the Dark Shrine is situated here at the linear third location of Dolan.
This is so greedy. Anyway, we see Dolan dips on in. He gets sight of that Twilight Council and he sees no researching. So once again, he'll know to save scans. Actually going to go for an extremely fast Raven. I love this adjustment.
Ooh, yeah,
it's not a Raven. It's an animal.
I was about to say. Mate, it's Dolan, Poppy. He throws caution to the wind. He's like, mate, DTs, let's go. Banshees, Poppy, Banshees.
I mean, funnily enough, this makes just as much sense. The build that Zain is going for is extremely greedy. He's completely skipping on a Robo, which is something, a Robo or a Stargate is something that you should usually be going for against a one-base opening from Terran, just because they can go for Cloak Mines, Banshees. As we do see, this has been found once again.
Yeah, the Cyclone, this time it finds it before the first DT gets warped in. We do see a DT on the way. Dark Shrine will go down, but oh, we get it.
Isn't he focusing the DT? You can kill it.
You can't see it, Poppy. It's invisible.
Not when it's warping in.
Really?
Yeah, I think you can kill it when it's warping in.
Oh. Well, in the end, we do see a scan. DT does go down eventually, so not the most efficient trade that Dolan could have gone for, but nonetheless, he does shut this down, and that means that he'll be able to counterattack with those Banshees.
There we go. Brilliant start for the game for Dolan. And he is getting those Banshees on the way, getting out a Raven as well, so very similar to the last game, and that Cloak is going to be finishing up now with that Robo. Very far from completed for Zain. It looks like he's just skipping it altogether, going for 4 gates and a Nexus. This is so greedy.
Yeah, it really is. As the third base is on the way, we have those 3 gateways. Robo's only halfway done, but because of the overcharge, this Banshee isn't really dealing too much damage.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this choice to commit to the natural instead of going into the main. He would have gotten a lot more damage if he did opt to go into the main.
Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't know that there was no shield battery in the main base, that the main was so much more exposed in comparison. We do see Cloak is about to run out, but as it runs out, one Stalker goes down, so we're going to have a little bit less DPS here to deal with the Banshee.
Yeah, there we go. This Banshee probably going to be able to get out of here. Yeah, there we go. The Cyclone and the Raven just going to make sure that that is the case, as we do see a little tank push coming out from Dolan. Very cute.
Oh, exactly. Meanwhile, here we go. Auto charge right now. The Raven is going to be, barely survived somehow, some way. And now the natural base has been taken over. Oh.
Yeah, I love this commitment to the tank push. Makes a lot of sense, seeing as the shield battery overcharge has been committed. We are seeing a lot of probes going down. This is looking very good for Dolan here. He did cut his SCVs quite heavily to do this, though.
Yeah,
oh,
but
no, he didn't. He just pulled them.
Because the boys are being pulled. Papi, they're across the map. Dolan does go for the siege. He's taking control of the natural. Looking at his vision, I'm curious. He hasn't seen the third. He doesn't know that Zain has another source, or potentially has another source of income, but there's no probes there at all. He's on one base economy.
There we go, completely on one base economy. We'll be able to re-saturate extremely quickly if he can clean this up, but that is a big if. We do see these SCVs being held positioned in front of the tanks are going to be protecting them from the Zealot. Nearly every Stalker goes down. Fantastic focus fire coming out from Dolan.
Oh my god, exactly. Everything gets focused down. We do have a couple more Stalkers. We do have an overcharge available. Bear that in mind. There we go. Overcharge is popped, and Dolan has to respect that. He has to back off.
Yeah, there we go. Dolan just going to be backing on up a little bit. We do see that Banshee continuing to put damage on these Stalkers, but they do have Blink now as well, so they're just going to be able to pop back as soon as those shields go down.
Yeah, Zain is going to be able to defend here on one base. He has kept both his natural and his third alive, so even though he did sustain a lot of damage and he's behind economically, he can make probes 3 at a time.
Yeah, there we go. Meanwhile, for Dolan, just going to be running on back with whatever SCVs he has managed to preserve. Still no detection here for Zain.
Yeah, the Observer got sniped earlier, and the Robo is depowered, so these two Cloak Banshees can do a lot of damage, but at the same time, Zain is going for a counterattack, but he's going to be running into 2 tanks, but they are unsieged.
Oh, the siege does go up, so Dolan is going to be able to protect his base here. Banshees popping on in are going to be able to get a lot of damage right now.
Oh, exactly. The Stalkers are across the map. There is 0 detection. Observer is on the way. Even with the recall, it won't even matter. To be fair, one of these Banshees is uncloaked, but there is no shield battery at the natural. Even if that one Banshee goes down, damage is still being done.
Oh. And I'm getting mad deja vu. I feel like Dolan told us about this game.
It's quite possible, as 17 probes go down. Zain is down to 19 workers.
Yeah, there we go. So Dolan just going to be macroing up, has his 5 Raxes on the way, is looking to land a 3rd as well.
Oh, exactly. And here we go. The tank push is going to be coming up next. Zain is going to be moving out as well, going to be able to force the siege here, slow this down. So Dolan's not going to have the easiest time moving out across the map, is going to be losing some of these units here.
Yeah, there we go. Dolan getting kited across the map. We saw in the last series how good Zain is with his Stalker kiting.
Yeah, exactly. As 3-4 Marines do go down here in the process. We see a couple of reinforcements coming out, but a lot of the Marines are going down.
Yeah, a lot of Marines going down. 2 Stalkers go down, but this has gotten a lot of value here for Zain. That Banshee once again just being a nuisance, denying mining here.
Does deny that mining. We do see the sieges here from these tanks, but at the same time, do we have enough to protect the tanks?
Yeah, looks like the tanks are going to be attacked by these probes. Every Stalker is going to be going down. Zain calls it GG. There we go. Okay, that was really weird. The replay is 40 minutes long. I thought we were going to have a 40-minute long game.
I told them to stop. They could have waited. As I pressed the wrong button, hold on here. GG, well played. Dolan does take game number 3 and the series 2-1.
Why does this replay go for 40 minutes? Did Dolan just leave his computer on and walk away?
I think he won. He fist pumped and then he walked away from his PC and just left it on. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Incredible.
What a Chad.
There we go. So that will wrap things up for this group here. And Dolan going to get the not the qualification, but he's going to go on to the next group. He's going to go on to group stage 2.
There we go. GG, well played. Both Dolan and Solar will be advancing on. So congratulations to Solar, Dolan, to PattyMac, and to Lambo, as we casted Group C earlier today as well. As they all had as we were able to experience a lot of amazing games. As a reminder to everyone, this is a replay cast from DreamHack Atlanta, and the reason why we're covering these games is because they weren't casted. None of these games were casted. There was just so much StarCraft going on at the event, and there were 4 streams happening, but the majority of games being played were not covered because there just wasn't enough casting going on. There wasn't enough time, and we wanted to make sure that we could be there for that, and we got a lot of really good games.
Yeah, definitely. Those Dolan Zain games were insane. They're really fun.
They really, even the PvP between PattyMac and Luna C, like the bookshelf, the bookcase, like that's where the meme started. The fact that there was a pylon and DTs being morphed in multiple times into the main base of PattyMac, it was crazy. Like it was a great day of StarCraft.
It was wild. PattyMac never gonna want to see a bookshelf ever again.
Never again, Puppy, never again. And I'm sure Asher as well got some absolutely disgusting build ideas from Dolan. We'll be trying them later on as well. And if you do try them out, where can they find them? Where can people find you?
Later on this evening. Yeah, maybe at some stage I'll have another cheese stream. If you want to catch my streams, they are on twitch.tv/AsherBro. And what about Mr. Light?
Oh, you can find me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I stream throughout the week. I didn't stream today because I knew that we were going to be casting a lot, so I was trying to preserve my energy and preserve my voice. We, of course, did end up covering 2 groups here, and in a couple of minutes, we are going to be switching over to OSC King of the Hill, another tournament where I'll be joined by Kura.
Lovely. Have fun with that.
Oh. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh god. But yeah, you can see our social media handles just underneath us as well. We have these beautiful overlays that were put together and constructed by Kuro. I don't know if you've been watching, Asher, but they're really nice. They're really slick, very clean. Beautiful.
I haven't seen them.
Oh, shaking my head.
Animal.
But yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. Asher, are you good for doing this again tomorrow?
Today's tomorrow.
Thursday.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's December.
Oh, no, it's
not.
not.
You know what that means.
Before you get ahead of it, it's not December tomorrow, okay? It's still November 19th tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Hold it in, Papi, hold it in. All right. We're almost done with our group stage 1 coverage. For those who don't know, we're not casting anything that was covered on the main stream, the B stream, the C stream, or the D stream. We're leaving all those games because they've already been broadcasted. There is one group left, or a couple of matches left, that we wanted to go over tomorrow. And as a bit of a teaser, we are going to be covering Diego's group. That's Kelazur. So his matches. We're going to be covering Ryung, Mana, Scarlet, and I believe Jeshi. So a lot of quality games coming up next. Tomorrow.
Beautiful. Oh yeah, I can see the ticker tape. That's cool.
Oh yeah, the tickers there. Oh.
There's XD Manap. It's cursed.
Beautiful. So yes, we have plenty of games to cover tomorrow, and then when we're done with group stage 1, we'll go over group stage 2. We'll go over the knockout bracket as well. And again, our goal is to find these hidden gems of matches that were just not casted to anyone, as thankfully ESL did release the replays to everyone. They're public, Poppy. They're public.
Our goal is to cast Mia the Spirit.
Yes.
Just gonna say that right now.
Yeah, it is. And Bunny.
Yeah.
With that, thank you so much everyone for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We're going to be going on a very short break as we set up some new overlays for our next cast. Asher, do you have anything you want to say before we head off for the night, or before you head off for the night?
Make sure that the sun has set before you commit to your lunacy. Goodbye.
Make sure you take your bookshelf with you when you move out of your apartment.
Yes. or you will be cursed by the bookshelf elves. And I'll put 70 bookshelves in your house.
Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll be back shortly with OSC King of the Hill.
Bye-bye.
Bye.